You know the drill. If you want to learn how that was possible, glue that tush to the chair and stick around. Mega Man ZX may lack tools like sub-weapons and X-skills, but the combo system functions the same as the Zero series on the fundamental level. I foresee requests to make this ZX version of a combo system breakdown, so considering that things aren't 100% as faithful to the Zero series, this warrants a hopefully small video to break down the similarities, differences, and practicalities of the system. I don't want to confuse anyone with a very technical angle filled to the brim with terminology they're unfamiliar with for my explanations, so just like my Zero series tech guide, I'll attempt to explain all of this as best as I can in layman's terms. ZX inherited the hit priority system, which simply put is a complex progression system that allows you to chain attacks together to ignore boss and vulnerability, depending on the invisible numeric value coded into each attack. The higher the skills number on the table, the farther it needs to be down your combo chain. The lower the skills number, the higher that attack needs to be pushed to the forefront of your combo. Here's a simple example. The combo value for a fully charged Buster Shot from Model ZX is 3. It's a very low combo value, so that'll be the preferred combo starter in most cases. The 3 hits of Triple Slash are priorities 212, 213, and 214. Obviously, Triple Slashes will be your more practical combo enders, because they're among some of the highest priority attacks in the game. Yeah, if you thought the combo values were only single digits in this game, you're way off, pal. There's really nothing much more different fundamentally in that area between Zero and ZX, but later I'll provide the juicy details that are crucial to understand that you just can't quite go about it in the same manner. Before I continue, I'd appreciate it if you could take a moment to like this video. Only takes a second and it helps the channel out more than you think. Now, similarly to the Zero series tech guide, I'll provide you with a table that lists all of the moves in the game. This will save a ton of time when you can just glance at the table whenever you need to study it. I would show it on screen, but yeah. The values go all the way from 0 to 224, so that's gonna look blurry as hell on this video, I'm sure. Instead, I'll link the tweets to this table within the video description, for this priority table was created by MetaX, so I take no credit for this. Just bringing awareness to this resource that's been around for a while, but hardly ever noticed when people ask about if there's a table that exists. I'll also link MetaX's ZX advent underneath in the video description, since folks ask about that game too. Either way, save this table or whatever you need to do to keep it readily available as you play the game or watching this video, as I'm not going to waste your time explaining in excruciating detail on what chains into what when that table tells you all of that once you know how to read it. The easiest way to comprehend this table, follow it in a descending order, as that's the linear order of combos for each form and how you order the attacks. Aside from the ridiculously longer list of combo values, you'll notice that the ordering of the moves are quite opposite of what you'd expect from the Zero series. For starters, notice how moves like Triple Slash or just your basic normal attacks all have the highest priority. In the Zero series, those were among the lowest values, which made them your combo starters, but in ZX they have to be placed at the end of your combos. If you ever found yourself confused coming out of Zero and wondering why nothing could follow up after your normals, well, that there is your answer. This also by extension nerfs Charge Saber's usefulness in the long strain combo game. In the Zero series, charge attacks were all priority 1, meaning in most cases, they'd be the first attack in your combo. But in ZX, that shit's the highest priority attack on the table. However, that also means that it's impossible to include it in a max damage combo, since the attacks above it on the table are Saber moves, so you've got no time to fully charge before iframes end. Funny enough that the Buster charges are still like the lowest priority. But at the same time, this change was for the better. If you could charge Slash before a combo, Model ZX and Ox would have extra combo damage that they don't need. Especially since Rolling Slash is ridiculously busted compared to Zero series rolling. And if you read the table right, you'll see that the move is spammable and combos into itself. So yeah, Charge Slash being super low was a good call for balance reasons. I'll break down what I'd consider to be pretty good bread and butter, or B&B for short, combos for each form. These can ease you into the system so the combo table won't overwhelm you outright. Typically, they're short combos that skip some moves on the table, but they're easy to perform and you can master them for practical usage to start yourself off on the journey to high-level gameplay. We'll skip Model X because there's no depth or combo potential to it, not counting its double charge naturally comboing to itself like its debut in X2. For Model ZX, Combo 1, Level 2 Charged Buster into a Charged Saber. It's an extremely basic but universally good at shaving off at about 1/4 of the typical boss's HP. Bonus points for using the reversal technique with the saber against a mini-boss. Check the video in the card at the top right of the screen for a guide on how to perform reversals, or what there even are. Combo 2, Level 2 Charged Buster into a Rolling Slash into Triple Slash. Rolling Slash is pretty nasty, but considering Model ZX's basic kit, this simple combo is actually its strongest. There's more ways to optimize the combo by spamming the rolling until you land, or add an extra walking slash before the triple slash, but just focus on the basic 3 move structure here to get used to it, before you try to complicate yourself any further than that. Hey, chiming in mid-editing here. So in this stupid script I wrote, I kept neglecting to mention that if you perform a normal aerial attack before a rolling slash, that'll net you an extra hit before the rolling, thus augmenting the combo damage. It's a bit tricky and timing sensitive, since the slightest delay will whiff the rolling entirely. Easiest method is to simply mash the attack button during a normal aerial, as rolling can also be activated like that without needing to press up on the D-pad. Alright, now with that out of the way, back to the scripted nonsense. Onto the Guardian models, keep in mind to utilize overdrive for maximum damage with these, and turn it off when you're not attacking to conserve energy. Simply check your options on whatever version of the game you're playing to see what your default button for overdrive is, and if you want to change it, do so. For Model HX, Thunderball, wait for it to connect, aerial slash into a triple slash. Thunderball can be a bit tricky to use for practical use, so omit it if you don't want to try too hard with setups. Overdrive active with the aerial into triple slash deals tons of damage on its own anyway. Feel free to add a walking slash before that triple slash for additional damage. Note that HX has plenty of ways to maximize this damage, far more. And I'm omitting Tornado in these combos on purpose. But again, this is for basic usage, not advanced. For models FX and LX, I won't provide too watered down combos for these models, as there's not a lot you can do with them in general. For FX, the most you can do is clever utilization of the buster directional edits for unique strategies. Regardless, the double buster shot into a single Megaton punch is a pretty basic BMB to rely on if you want something simple to start off with that. LX is the same deal, though you can be a bit more creative with the ice platforms and Ice Dragon, depending on how crafty you are. But for now, a simple slash of the ice platform right above the enemy, then come back with an aerial slash into a grounded slash is a pretty basic, yet practical approach for it that's very easy to utilize, until you're ready to play around with the platforms for more technicality. For PX, I've done a whole video on it, so I won't waste anyone's time here. You can learn about how to combo with PX on both the basic and advanced level from that video, so check it out in the card at the top of the screen. Model OX, or OX, because, yeah, it kinda sets itself up for that joke. But yeah, I'll also get around to making an OX standalone video at some point, since it kinda needs it. But for now, I'll just say that the basic BMBs vastly mimic ZX, since OX is literally just a way better version of that form anyway. Once you master the BMBs, the overdrive moves are their own advanced beast to tackle in its own dedicated video. So hey, just let me know if you want to see a video like that, and I'll get around to making it if there's enough demand for it. After mastering basic combos, it's up to you on where you wish to proceed with the combo system. Just keep in mind to follow the combo table from top to bottom for each model's category, and that's how you'll structure your advanced combos. I'm including this because it's a particular playstyle that many players favor. Biometal Swapping is essentially what it sounds like, switching forms mid-combo to aim for the longest and highest damaging combos. The reward is typically being able to melt away HP from full to death, or near death at least. By following the combo table, you can determine which model's attacks are best for combo starters, based on the attack's damage and ease of placement within the combo, then switch accordingly. Model HX, for an example, is a pretty smart choice for a combo ender form, considering most of the combo damage will be from it with overdrive active. However, this is very unappealing to playstyles that aren't a fan of the pace killing required. You have to pause every time you want to switch, and that interrupts the flow of battle. If anything, you're prolonging the battle for the sake of not letting the boss fight back enough. If you're a speedrunner, this is especially an unappealing strategy for obvious reasons. There is also the issue of pausing being used as a crutch for killing the boss's difficulty. Since everything freezes to give you ample time to transform, this can be exploited to give yourself a huge advantage of visually seeing what action the boss is ready to perform, then allows you to move accordingly in place to safely resume your combo. I'm personally not a fan of this style, since using just one model will not only get the job done quicker, but it's also more satisfying to beat a boss without a crutch, and using said model to its fullest potential. However, you do you. If this is something you're interested in utilizing, and you want a more long-winded, but less risky strategy to rely on, go for it. So, Advent. If you've seen the combo table for the game as well, you'll notice that fundamentally speaking, nothing's really different. Moves like Thunderball for Model H are gone and replaced with nerfed variants or straight up new moves like Atlas's Mines for Ash. However, there's nothing really else to that. Go check out my Why I Won't Play ZX Advent video, because that pretty much covers all of my grievances with this game. I'm just covering this here because I know I'll have folks asking about Advent, and just using this section here to tell you that there's nothing different or fresh for you to do in Advent. At most, all you've got is swapping the forms like explained in the previous section. This actually worked really well for runners like Messiah Rambu during his speedruns of Advent, so if you really want to dive into advanced Advent gameplay, give his videos a watch. His channel link will be in the video description or at the end screen of this video. But that just about wraps things up neatly. Just letting folks know now that since I've addressed this before in the past, but it was a long time ago, I'll just say it here. I'm not making an all-in-one tech guide like I did for the Zero series. I really wish in hindsight with the Zero series tech guide video that I'd have split these topics up into individual videos, because it's easier to digest by having one video dedicated to a particular tech or topic when it comes to these games. So for ZX, I'm doing just that and correcting that mistake. It allows for me to go more in depth with each topic. That said, take it easy y'all.